Hi everyone, welcome to FinTech Academy. This is Hirsch. Today I will show you how to create chart of accounts and sub accounts in QuickBooks Desktop. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so first of all, let's understand planning the chart of accounts. A chart of accounts is a tool for tracking your company's finances at a relatively high level. It helps you produce financial statements and prepare your business tax returns. And that's why chart of accounts is very important. The two most valuable reports of any business, which is profit and loss or income statement and balance sheet, are based on chart of accounts. When setting up your chart of accounts, bear in mind that it will be easier to work with if you keep the number of accounts to a minimum. That doesn't mean that you don't create the accounts that you need, but the reason why you should keep it to the minimum so that when you are recording transactions, you have a clear line of sight that which account is for what purpose, and the transactions go and sit in the right chart of accounts. When you create transactions in QuickBooks, the program allocates money to accounts in your chart of accounts. Then when you run a profit and loss report, you see financial results by account. So create a new account if you want to see a particular pool of money broken out in your financial reports. For example, add an income account for services you are offering in addition to your product sales. So if someone says, hey, we do product sales, but we also offer services, can we categorize so that we can see product sales as one of the chart of accounts within the income, and we can also see service sales so that you can come to know where you're standing with both of those accounts by numbers. All right, let's see live in action the chart of accounts, how to create in QuickBooks Desktop. Alright guys, so we are in QuickBooks Desktop over here, and to access your chart of accounts, there is more than one ways to do that, of course. If you are using the home page as I am using right now, on the home page in the company panel, you will be able to see there is chart of accounts. This is one way to access it, and there is a small little description provided by QuickBooks. View and modify your QuickBooks accounts, which is bank, income, expense, etc. So any of those you can pick it up from here and you can do that. The other way is also in the QuickBooks menu bar on the top there is list, and within that there is chart of accounts. Either of that will take you to the same destination. I'm going to click on this chart of accounts. Next to that there is a small little keyboard key, which is Control+A. So if someone is used to keypad and they want to use that, then yes, you can definitely do that. So if I click on that chart of accounts, we are right over here in the chart of accounts, right? There are a few numbers which are already showing over here. Basically, the column to focus on is type. Type is a very important column in chart of accounts within QuickBooks, because if you get the type wrong, that means your accounts are getting allocated in a wrong way, and the results of course the financial statements will also be incorrect. So you must get the type correct, right? If there is a confusion on that, yeah, you can better clarify. But what is it? The type is, like, for example, we have bank over here, we have accounts receivable, we have other current asset, fixed asset, accounts payable, credit card, current liability, equity, income, cost of goods sold, and then the bunch of expenses. So these are the types which are already predefined in QuickBooks. How many predefined types are there? Well, there are 16 account types which are predefined in QuickBooks. Give the name that you want, which is called account name, but the type must be correct. Okay, so let's see if we want to add a new account over here. How do we do that? Most of the companies, they will see that yes, there are accounts over here, but if I want to add my own credit card, or if I want to set up my own bank account, of course you need to do that to kickstart your work or your operations in the books over here. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, on the bottom there left there is account, and if I go on there top there is new, so I can click on the new, right? And over there there's a short key Control+N if you're used to keypad. When I click on new over here, there you go, we have to select from here the first line. As it says, what is the first line? The first line is choose one account type and click continue. So as I mentioned before, there are 16 predefined account types: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 are all the ones which are right over here, and then we click on this other account types. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there are 16 predefined account types. We have to select one, i.e., let's say if I want to create a bank account, then I should select bank over here. Now there is a small little description with examples provided by QuickBooks, right? That, you know, just a guide kind of thing to help out. If I click on continue like this over here, it's going to take me to the screen where the account type is already mentioned, because I mentioned bank, but hey, someone says I wanted to create a credit card. Can I move from here? Yes, you can. You can move to credit card, or you can move to any other account type that you want. Let me stick with the bank, and you know, I want to create a name, or I want to give a name. So I'm just going to say you know, Trust Bank. Let's say this is my bank over here, checking account like this, which I wanted to create. So that's a name which I've given. Now, you know, description is not mandatory, but as it mentions over, it's optional. But if you do want to provide, then yes, you can write a line or two. Bank account number is also not mandatory, which is optional. But if you do want to provide, certainly go ahead. But the major question which I do get asked, that hey, you know what, Harsh, I started my books, but how do or where do I enter my bank's beginning balance so that, you know, everything falls properly? Well, it is right over here, enter opening balance. When you have created your, let's say if you already created your bank account, then you edit it and you can come back over here and make a change. And if you're doing for the first time, then this is a very important step. You click on that enter opening balance. Right over here, QuickBooks says enter the ending date and balance from the last bank statement you received before your QuickBooks start date. So important thing is, when do you want to start your books in QuickBooks? And that's what is the biggest part to be provided. And sometimes if there's a confusion on that, that's what you need to get it clear. Statement ending balance, statement ending date. You can get this from your last bank statement. Attention, if this account did not have a balance before your QuickBooks start date, click cancel and use a transaction to put money in the account. So basically, let's say I did have, let's say, $15,000, right? And my start date, whatever I want to decide, let's say, you know, my books start on 1st of July. So I can mention over here like this, that hey, this balance is as of 30th of June of 2021, like this, and it's going to become beginning balance as on 1st of July. So remember, it is asking statement ending balance and statement ending date. So whatever you see on your bank statement, that's what you put over here. And once you've done that, click OK, and you will be able to see QuickBooks will show you 15,000 as of June 30th, 2021. I have three options on the bottom: save and close, save and new, and cancel. Well, one by one. Cancel, first of all, is going to pull out from here, not save this chart account which I want to create, and go back to the chart of accounts. If we don't want to do that, so now we are left with two different options. Save and close is going to save and go back to the chart of accounts as if I'm done with the creating of chart of accounts. But if I do want to continue creating chart of accounts, then I should say save and new. As soon as I do that, my account is saved, and there you go. And you know what, I am still going to continue creating the accounts. But hey, I don't want to create a bank account now. Let's say I want to create an expense account. Certainly you can make a change from here. Make sure you go to the account type and select expense over here, and now you will be in that account type, which is called the expense account. So it's easy to change an account type from one to the another. All right, let's understand what are sub accounts before we go ahead and do that hands-on. So say your auto expenses are high and you want to start tracking what you spend on different types of auto expenses such as gas, repairs, and parking. Sub accounts make it easy to track details like these. Sub accounts are nothing more than partitions within higher level accounts. When you post transactions to sub accounts only, not their parent account, your reports show the subtotals for the sub account and a grand total for the parent account. So basically what happens, let's say we have gas, repairs, and parking, and we're going to put that under auto expenses. If we enter a transaction stating that, hey, gas expense was $200, it will show in the gas, and automatically it will also show that auto expenses is $200 as a grand total. If I put a parking ticket, let's say if I got i.e. $50, I put it over here, that's going to show in parking 50, and it's going to go and add to that 200 of the gas plus 50, which is the parking expense over there. So it will show auto expenses $250. All right, let's have a look. How do we create the sub accounts right over here in QuickBooks Desktop? Right, folks, so I'm back over here in QuickBooks Desktop for the section of chart of accounts. I do have expense over here, which is the type I have selected. Let's say I'm going to type in an account called expense. Okay, now yes, the expense, gas expense is there, but I want to put it under sub account of auto. So I'll put a check mark on this sub account off, right? And as soon as I do that check mark, I will be able to select over here auto. I already have that automobile expense, and I will be able to go through that. If I remove that check mark, then of course it's not a sub account, but if I put a check mark, then it becomes a sub account of automobile expense. So in other words, automobile expense is a parent and gas expense is a child of that parent. Okay, description again not mandatory, note again not mandatory. Sales tax code is the one that you, if you allocate from now, it'll be easy for you. You know, when you enter in transaction, if there is a tax code, you don't have to worry if you want to put a default. Let's say if I do want to put H, then I can, and you know, QuickBooks is going to show that. Now you might be wondering about this tax line mapping. Well, that's a little bit advanced topic because it is connecting to the income tax, right? Basically, it is if you know Jiffy codes, GIFI, then that's what it is. You pick it up from here. If not, then you know I'm gonna make a tutorial on the Jiffy codes down the line, because I also teach income tax T2. So in that case, when I prepare a tutorial, you'll have a clear understanding what are Jiffy codes and how they work and all those stuff. So for now, we'll leave that for as unassigned, and it's not a mandatory field to be touched. But sales tax I did put in, and I'm going to do save and new. Okay, like this. There you go. My account is saved. Let's say I want to do one more, which is parking expense, so that you know I can find out parking expense, and I want to put that guy also as a sub account of automobile expense. So there you go. We can already see there is one member in the automobile expense, and I'm going to add one more. Sales tax code again, you know, I think there is a HST on that, so let's put that. If not, we can always change it when we are entering the transaction. Once again, save and new, and you know, repairs expense, or you can say automobile repairs or whatever it is, right? But I'm just gonna make it simple. Repairs expense, sub account off. And now if I select there are two members and this automobile expense, I'm gonna add one more, and right over here let's put that, you know, definitely there could be HST on that. Save and close. I'm going to do that because I want to see what's going on with my chart of accounts. And there you go, I do have it, automobile expense over here, and there is a tree structure, right? Gas expense, parking expense, and repairs expense. And if I go a little bit up, right, because I'm focusing on the type, and I want to make sure that I got the type correct. My trust bank checking account is with the type bank. It has a balance of $15,000 showing up over here. Now this is the view, which is like this. It is a hierarchical view, so mean to say if I click on the account, I will be able to see there's a check mark. That's a default. Unless you change it to flat view, then that hierarchical view is gone, and this is how it turns out to be a flat view. Right guys, so that's how you can create your account and sub account. I'll get back my hierarchical view, and that's QuickBooks will just do a pop-up, and I'm going to say yes to that, and there you go. That's how it is. Let's enter a few transactions to see how the profit and loss gets displayed with the tree structure for these expenses. Right, I'm in the home page over here. I'm just gonna go to write checks over here, and I'm gonna pick up the trust bank over here. Let's say the amount is $100 just for the sake of entering transaction, and I'm gonna pick up gas expense because I mentioned H automatically. We can see that yes, it does have the tax taken in consideration. Let's say I'm just gonna change the date, right, and I'll put date over here for the month of August, like this. Save and new. I'm gonna do the next one, let's say, which is going to be for repairs over here, not the maintenance. Make sure it shows over here. So I'm going to pick up the repairs expense. Let's say that is $50 automatically. The posting has been done for that as well. And let's say let's do the parking ticket, $25. It's not that cheap, but whatever. So I have those numbers, and I'm going to go to the profit and loss over here, right, and it's going to show me like this, that all of the expenses and then total of automobile expense shows up over here. So basically guys, when you create your tree structure, it can be very helpful when you do the sub accounts and account, right? Again, depending whether you need it or not, of course, that plays a very important role, but it could be perfect to have a view of the expenses and a breakup of the expenses on that. Right guys, hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did find it, then please like our video and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Also let me know in comments what would you like to see in future videos, i.e. Harsh, I want to see this video, or Harsh, can you make a video on this topic? For accounting and bookkeeping, QuickBooks Desktop, QuickBooks Online, Excel, Canadian Income Tax T1, Canadian Income Tax T2, or Canadian Payroll. Alternatively, you can also visit us at fintechsolutions.ca for our courses. Thanks for watching.